Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, y'all. Guys, today is the day we are doing Aniya'S tie rod replacement. Tie rod, in and out of tie rods today, guys. She was, well, I think it was like a couple months ago, guys. She was involved in a little, it wasn't an accident, guys. It was just like, I guess it was an accident, but the guy forced her off the road and she ended up hitting a curb. And luckily they didn't hit her car or make contact or anything like that, but definitely forced her off the road where she popped the curb. And initially I didn't see the damage. I thought that maybe she just needed I didn't think she needed an alignment. I thought that it was something damaged, but at first I didn't see it. But upon further inspection, I saw that the tie rod was actually bent. It was bent, looked like a baby back rib bone. So now we got the stuff in the mail. I just left O'Reilly's. I picked up a inner tie rod tool so that we can get this tie rod off. And about to get to it, guys. Hopefully it goes nice and smooth. You have to rent the tool, obviously, but you know, we'll return that in a second. After we get these tie rods off, I actually bought both sides because I'm just a firm believer in replacing both sides instead of just replacing one side. It just makes more sense, guys, to me, because it feels like, even though it wasn't a worn part, it was actually damaged. I don't want to have to come back and revisit the same thing at a later date, or have some misalignment because of a worn part later and have to get back up under there. I'm just gonna throw all new stuff up under there. That's just me. So, inner and outer, and hopefully we don't take too long doing it. I'm about to grab me a little grub right quick. Sorry, Aniyah. I know you wish you was with me so you could partake in this, but your boy hungry and I don't have time to be like stopping and going to get something or cook something, and I don't have anything here at her crib to cook. Otherwise I would. But actually I could go to the store and grab something to cook. That way I have something for later. There's a thought there. But either way, guys, I'll keep y'all posted and let y'all know how things turn out. Peace. Yo. Welcome back, y'all. So, as I said, we're working on the Kia. We on side 2 now. First side gave me hell because I was using this here to get the tie rod loose. Big mistake, man. Big mistake. I don't think I'll ever rent another one of these again. They cost like $100 to rent these. Sometimes they're missing these little pieces here. It comes with this apparatus that you have to first put one of these U wrenches on the tie rod itself, and then find some sort of way to slide this over the U wrench, and then position this here ring behind the U wrench so it doesn't slide out, which never works because, as you can see, it's damaged and it just keeps popping off. And then you have to fit a breaker bar in this end and turn it all with one hand while this here keeps jumping off of the tie rod. Mistake. So this is the passenger side or driver's side. This is the passenger side. We're all done, all tightened up. New inner outer tie rod on there. And this here, guys, is the old tie rod. You see that bend in it? As you can tell, the alignment was way off. But, guys, these here is what I got the tie rod off with. This and that. I slipped this, locked that down on here as tight as I possibly could. Zoom out for you guys. As tight as I possibly could. And then locked it down and put this here on the end for my leverage. So if y'all out there struggling with this crap like I am or I was, don't, because you'll drive yourself crazy. So I'm about to do this other side, guys, and I'll show you guys a little bit here and there as I get it done, so you guys can have a little bit of a pointer. All right, guys, I should have filmed this part, but I did not. So down here, so long story short, guys, this here is on there, right? You have this lock nut that fits right there, right? So picture that lock nut on there, outer tie rod on there, right? This here outer tie rod sits up in there. So outer tie rod sits in here, right? Connects to the inner tie rod. This is your inner tie rod. So what we do is, first, hold on 1 second. Okay, boom. Just sits into the steering knuckle, and you break this loose. There's usually a cotter pin, should be a cotter pin right here that goes through the holes that's in this here outer tie rod. Okay, take all this loose, put this back in, you know, so it's sitting in there. And you can usually tap on top of this with a hammer, or tap right here on the steering knuckle with a hammer, and it'll fall right loose. So that's what we did. It fell loose, and then we put it back up in there, reconnected it so it has some stability. Took a wrench. Where's our wrench? Took our wrench, broke that loose, so it's loose, right? And then we count how many turns it takes to get this off of your outer tie rod, inner tie rod, off of your inner tie rod. Sorry. So we count how many times it turns to get this off of the inner tie rod. So we just turn around, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, vice versa. This took 17.5 turns. So that's not gonna give us perfect alignment when we put the tires back on, but I'll show you guys what we do for an alignment once we get the tires back on, because you can't do an alignment at home to correct the toe, which is this way here. This is the toe. So your tire has a toe and it has a camber. Up and down, top and bottom angle is camber, front and back angle is toe. So you want your toe to be as straight as possible. So I'll show you how to do that when we get back, get the tires back on. But as of right now, we're gonna get some vice grips on this inner tie rod right here. From the bottom, as you can see, it's a lot of play in it. It's not, it's bad, it's bad. These are worn out, so these need to be replaced anyway, which I'm glad I got both sides. And I'll show you how to do that when we get everything put back on. Also, I had to take this here sleeve off here, this boot. This protects the joints and everything from getting dirt in it and debris and wearing this joint out before it should be. So we're gonna save this here. We don't have any zip ties to put on there, but the clamp I didn't mess up too bad, just like the other side. So I'm gonna reuse this clamp, and we have this little clamp here to go on this side here. So like I said, we're gonna keep it short and sweet, guys. I'll show you what it looks like when we take this here off, and I'll show you what it looks like putting it back together. Alright guys, so that was so much easier. That took like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Took more time turning than anything. I wish I would have done that the first time, but you know. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see. So, got a new part, new outer tie rod. It's the new inner. As you can see, this one here has no grooves on it. The old one has those flat areas on it where you can put on a wrench or something like that, or that tool, that janky tool that don't work. But it is what it is. So right now I'm gonna put on a little thread lock. See, a little thread lock. You don't need a lot, guys. That's enough. So, as you can see, I'll put that on there so that it doesn't back out on us. And we're gonna get this in there by hand as far as we can get it. Actually, this can come on off. Take this lock nut off because we're gonna need it off when we put our boot back on. And we're gonna tighten this down, guys, get as far as we can. Oh, I forgot one thing. This little washer here off the old one, we're gonna put that on. So we'll open it up a little bit, get it on there. Big ass winged stinging creature. Not sure what kind. We on there. We on there. Alright, now let's get this here in there. Alright guys, it's getting a little slippery, so grab the glove so I can hand tighten this as much as possible. And you can use your arm to get a little leverage. See how I'm turning that with the help of the tie rod itself. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, she's in there. So now she's all the way seated. Now I'm gonna get as good of a bite on this sucker as I can. Get it nice strong bite. Alright, got that in there. This on there. one little decent turn. I'm gonna keep going before I. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Alright guys, I think I got a good bite on it. It's on there pretty good, guys, but I want to make sure. Guys. Alright guys, just trying to get a few more good turns in. Whew. There's like no more to turn, but you know. Pretty sure there's no more to turn, but you know, call me. If I didn't know any better, that's the DoorDash waiting music. I hate that waiting music. Alright. As far as I'm concerned, guys, that's on there really good. Alright, so we're gonna carry on with the rest of the stuff. Alright guys, so now we're gonna put back on our boot. First and foremost, take you up here so you can see. So we're gonna get this boot past the little there's like a little seat groove that it fits in right here, and then this part goes up in there and around there. So we're gonna go ahead and turn the wheel inward so that we can get a little bit more, shorten the distance. Alright guys, as you can see, shorten the distance for that arm, and now we just have to kind of spin it to get it on there. Hold on one second, let me use both hands. Alright guys, now it's hard for me to see back here, so I just kind of use my fingers and my, I guess, intuition to figure it's seated in the right position. So now we're just gonna take some pliers and squeeze that little piece that I opened up a little bit so we can get that into a good position so I can actually get pliers around it. Hold on. Alright guys, you see I got it on there, and at first it wasn't that good. I had to take it all the way off. So, but we on there now. So now You're gonna put this spring clamp back on there. If your spring clamp is still good, guys, just reuse it. So that's what we're gonna do. Get our pliers on there. Compress. And we're just gonna slide it back into position. It's hard to do one-handed, guys. Hard to do. Hard to do. Impossible. Hold on. Alright, she's on there. Next thing, lock nut. Get that on there. And then if you remember, we had our outer tie rod we got to put back on there. The new one, obviously. Yeah, where's she at? Alright, new one. So as you remember, it was 17.5 turns. So we're gonna just, as soon as it starts threading, that's the bite there, I think. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, obviously no half turn, so doing the 18-ish. So take our castle nut off. We're gonna get this inside of our steering knuckle. Okay. Guys. Hopefully you guys can see. It's a little washed out because it's so bright out here. Alright. Got castle nut on top. Castle nut on top. Alright. This here is a 17 mil, which is different than the one that was on there initially. So I'm trying to keep this video short, guys, but you know, chase that trash a little bit. I think you guys can see pretty good from there. So you're supposed to torque this down, guys, but I know you're supposed to torque it down, but I don't do much torquing. Not a torquer. Leave it to the torquers. I honestly be doing it by feel, which that don't mean nothing. So I'm trying to get this done so I can hopefully go swoop Aniyah in her car today. I know these mechanics will be out there cringing at the fact that I'm not torquing this, but those backyard mechanics will be like, nah, you straight, dog. You straight. You straight, dog. So now, guys, we're gonna take our cotter pin and we're gonna get it through there, like so, and get some pliers on it. Get some pliers on it. And it's probably better to get it through the bag. Well, yeah, no, I'm supposed to use pliers, but as you can see, I did a really good job with just the fingers. Just the fingers. So, we all set. Now, next step, guys, is to do an alignment. Alright. Alright, guys. Now it's time. So, first you want to do is, what I've already done is loosen the locking nut, which it should already be loose. Alright, we're going to back it off just a little bit. Now this here is where you do your alignment from. So you're going to get you a wrench if you got it. I don't have it for whatever reason. And that's where you're going to adjust from. Now, let me show you. So, we got this string here. You want to tie it to something. And you're going to want to run it midways on your tire. From the back tire to the front tire. Midways all the way across. And you want to judge the gap from the front of the back and the back of the tire on your front. It should already be parallel on the back, but as you can see, you probably can't see, it's a little away in the front of the tire, which means the back side of this tire is pointing out. So how you adjust that is, let me zoom out for you guys. So you want it to touch the tire, both set parts of the tire at the same time. So as you can see, it's touching the front, the back of the tire before it's touching the front. See there, it's making contact, then it touches the front. So that means your tire is in parallel. So what you want to do is get in your car, straighten your wheel out as much as possible, and then you want to make your adjustment, which one way on that tie rod pushes the tire out at the back and one way pulls it in. So you just have to see which way pulls it in and which way pulls it out, and that's how you make your adjustment. So right now we want our tire to come in at the back. So I've already did the other side, but my wheel is a little off a little bit. So what we're gonna do is make a minor adjustment on this side and then come back to this side and see, maybe I took it in a little too far on this side. So I'll come back to you guys when I make the adjustments. Alright guys, so I'll show you what we're looking at. Hopefully you guys can see this. See, they practically touch right at the same time. This one here, it's a little bit more on the back. I ain't gonna lie, just a hair more. Just a hair more. And we're gonna wrap it up. Alright guys, so I tried to film the other side so you guys can see but we're done with our alignment. So right now we're just gonna try to tighten up this lock nut so you guys can see. Let's see if I can get it without turning the camera off this time. Alright, I think we good. I think you guys can see. Alright. So this is loose right now. This is our lock nut. We're gonna tighten that down so that the tie rod doesn't move on us. Nice and tight. Nice and tight, yo. Nice and tight. Let's get it nice and tight, yo. We don't want to be playing no games out here in these streets. Okay. One more for good measure. Just make sure I'm comfortable. Alright. We on there. We on there. At least I think so. Let me make sure. Make sure. Rather safe than sorry. I don't like playing the guessing game, y'all. I don't like playing the guessing game. It's snug. It's snug. She tight. So, alright, now I'm gonna wash up, get these tools put up, then take it for a test drive. Alright guys, so we are here in these streets and we might need do a little bit more of an adjustment. It still has a little bit of a pull to the right. I think I was going down a road where it wasn't necessarily like, yeah, it's got a little bit of a pull. Turn this damn light off. So if I let the wheel go, as you can see, it's pulling to the right. So no worries. I'll straighten it out either today or tomorrow, but she should still be able to drive it for now. But I did my best, guys. I did my best, but it's pretty on point. It's just a little bit pulled to the right, so I gotta find out which wheel is pulling to the right so much and correct it. But obviously if it's pulling to the right, then probably I feel like the right wheel needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's pulling pretty good. So, or both. Might need to adjust both, but I don't know. We're gonna figure it out though. But anyway, guys, just showing you guys a little bit of what we do in a day. We do have the tie rods on, they're stable and everything. And my baby's back roadworthy. No more fear. Tires are back on there. Got some good tires on there. We got some good tie rods and all that. So guys, I figured out all this off of YouTube, by the way. I wasn't a mechanic. I don't claim to be one, but just out of necessity as a young man, me and my brother learned how to fix our cars in our driveway. So stay tuned, guys. Peep back in with me tomorrow, see what's what. I'm probably get out and do a little door dashing tonight, get a little money in my pocket, because I spent a lot. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace, love, blessings. Keep your head up.